So, what my biggest question always is, and these topics that I'm going to speak about now only serve to reinforce this, is why is it that all of these people, and you'll hear who I'm talking about in a moment, there always has to be something that they're covering up. There always has to be some really nefarious motive behind what they're doing. So this last weekend during the Super Bowl, there were, of course, many, many commercials that people were waiting for. And I don't know how, but mainly because I only paid attention here and there. I was at a Super Bowl party, believe it or not. And the point being is the Hobby Lobby funded He Gets Us campaign commercial. I didn't even notice. I don't know if I was not in the room at the time. But here we have, again, religious propaganda. Now, if all they were saying were that let's practice what the idealized version of Jesus Christ stood for, and that we were to help everyone and everyone, be completely, encompassing of all people, regardless of race or gender or whatever, that would be fine. But number one, here they spent many millions of dollars from whoever funded the ad, like I said, Hobby Lobby to some degree, and whatever other donors. Why wouldn't you use that money to clothe people who have no clothes, take care of the poor, give some meals out, whatever? So there's the hypocrisy right away. Number two, and this is a personal issue here, and I tried to look up as much as I could, and I have not been able to get the information. So if someone can tell me, I would appreciate you putting it in the comments below. Then I have to find out that they're using, for this bullshit propaganda, one of my all-time favorite bands, all-time favorite songs, Never Tear Us Apart. Now, luckily, this is a cover of the classic In Excess song. And by other covers, just going to throw this out here, Paloma Faith actually did a great cover of the song. And I'm just promoting that a little bit because no one seems to know who she is, and I highly recommend checking into her music. But anyway, I have to look, what was the name? Jen Mundia is the person covering the song in the commercial. Now, the reason I asked for people to weigh in on this, I'm not going to attack some artists that I'm not familiar with. It did bother me because I wanted to see if she endorsed this or perhaps just sold the rights to her cover. I'm not going to hold that against anybody. I don't know what the situation is, but what I would say, I would be very careful if it were me, and I would not want my voice or music associated with anything of that nature. So, yeah, that bothers me. I fucking hate it. But I'm not going to let them ruin something for me. Now, in case you're not aware, the reason I'm really disgusted by this is Hobby Lobby, is a chain of hobby stores and crafts and things. I would never shop there. They have treated their employees like garbage. The owner was basically importing artifacts illegally from Iraq into the U.S. He had to pay $3 million and had to return the artifacts. This is another place like the Ark experience with religious mythology being, passed off as factual. At any rate, they're a hateful organization, and they're promoting the falsehood of a Christian nation when that is not what we are, and it's quite plain in the Constitution that we aren't. So let me get to number two. Please make yourself aware of what's going on with that. So number two is here we have the interview, which I did not see when it was aired. I don't go on to X except to post things that are basically just to piss MAGA people off, get some MAGA tears flowing. But I don't watch anything on X, certainly not Tucker Carlson. So what I did was watch it afterward. I watched highlights, and yeah, I'm so shocked that basically this wasn't an interview. This was Fucker Carlson being a puppy dog and letting Vladimir Putin have a great stage for the whole world to see, and come on and pretend that he's not a murdering psychopath and a dictator. And so that's free propaganda for him by the traitor Fucker Carlson. So, okay, there's one thing that was pointed out, which was that the Western world, United States in particular, controls what people see around the world in media. Okay, that may be true. That there's certainly, I am no fan of mainstream media. It doesn't mean that you embrace our greatest enemies and try to contribute to the destruction of our country. So I don't see where anyone's going with this. And then, of course, jumping on the bandwagon, we have the orange piece of garbage who he's basically telling us, screw NATO. Okay, well, I get it that NATO, some of the countries didn't pay their due. One of the few things I think that Donald Trump might have pursued while he was shitting his diaper in the Oval Office and fondling any woman except Melania that he could get his hands on. I believe he put some pressure on the NATO nations, but then again, he tried to disband it. So, what are we doing here? You really don't want to have our European allies, and you really want to defund Ukraine, even if they have some issues. You're going to side with a dictator who's attacked and killed tens of thousands of people there because there may be some corruption in the Ukrainian government. There's corruption in every government. Let's wake up here, people. So, again, we have Trump blatantly saying traitorous things as far as keeping the democracy and the constitutional republic in place. And all of you MAGA morons don't care. So, you are traitors. That is what you are. And there's no way around that. Then we go on to Elon Musk, who basically made an endorsement that Vladimir Putin can't lose this war. So again, we have someone else who has decided that if we have problems here, fuck them, we're going to just switch and we're going to have a dictatorship. Do you really believe that multimillionaires and billionaires really give a fuck about you or I or anyone's rights in this country? Wow. I mean, I'm sorry. You are so completely taken in by this cult and this, God, you're fucking stupid. At any rate, you know what? If this is what you want and this is what you're going to be striving for, and by some horrible turn of fate that idiot, moron, buffoon, misogynistic, hateful bastard gets back in as president, I guess you're gonna see. You're gonna see what you wanted, and boy, when they come for you, you're not gonna like it, because they're not just coming for the progressives, they're not just coming for the minorities, the LGBTQ community, the women. They're coming for everybody who isn't a billionaire. So good luck with that. Fuck all of you. And to everyone else who lives in the sane world of reality and who actually believes in democracy and freedom for all, peace.